All right, hello, everyone. How's everybody doing? I hope everyone's doing great. I hope everyone's doing amazing because I know I am. My name is Chad. I'm a motion designer, and I'm learning to draw every day just to prove to people that it's not really that bad. Now. Things are going. Things are moving. There's stuff moving around me. It's just that, is it, how could I explain this? Is it good for me? Is it bad? I'm really not sure. Well, there's nothing bad. I don't consider anything bad. It's just that, is it a waste of time? And I also don't think there's anything that's waste of time, maybe? I could be wrong on this one. But anyways, this is just a confusing part, maybe a confusing arc of my life. And it sucks that I'm going to end on a confusing, end 2024 on a confusing arc, but maybe it's better than starting 2025 with a confusing part. Maybe I can just close that, move on, fresh and better to 2025. It is what it is. Let's draw the action line. All right. Do we do the beam method or not? Let's not beam it up for now. This looks goofy as fuck. Such an interesting pose. This one is absolutely ass. action line. Bean. Let's make the bean a little shorter. I forgot to do the other method, which is, I'll do it next. The perspective cylinders. Now, this cylinder is like this. This cylinder is like this. Let's pull it down a little bit. Cylinders like this. Wait a second. Oh, that's the move. Yeah. The upper body's a little weird still. I don't know. Oh my god. Lots of, wait, hold on. Lots of comments. What's up? We have art collaborativa. Okay, I don't know what language that is, but there's a lot of there's some Japanese right there as well. Sup, how you doing? Okay, they said bye bye quickly, so okay. Hello guys, I am the Helpman. I help artist channels with some comments, and I go through several channels helping. I come here to ask your subscribers and the people who watch the content without leaving the like and a comment that help artists who are starting their channels. Thank you very much. Please don't give up on your channel. I love your live streams. Good afternoon and good art. Bye bye. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, whoever you are. I don't know what I can call you, but yeah, I really appreciate it. I haven't I haven't been getting a lot of movement actually on my streams lately, and you know, I don't really mind it. It's just that I don't really have the energy to communicate with a big audience, but I really appreciate that. Bro was in shambles these days. What happened? Man, man, these days are rough. And I'm not saying rough as in like some bad things are happening, but I'm going through times where I have to get out of my comfort zone. I think that's a very good way to put it. I am way out of my comfort zone right now, and it doesn't feel good. It does not feel good. You didn't even talk about that and end the stream. Oh, you mean yesterday's stream, or was it the day before? I don't even know. But yeah, like I told you, I am way out of my comfort zone, and it does not feel good. I know this is going to be good for me in the long run, but now it sucks. Bro is talking like was about to get murdered. Okay. It's I don't know, it's just like a lot of things happen. I mean, since you're here, I don't know if you have watched the stream where I talked about it, but I'm not with the startup anymore, and that whole thing is just, it impacted me very deeply, but it was late. Like the impact was late. As in, it was not just a matter of just like leaving the startup, right? The startup is no more. There's no more of that. A lot of problems happened. A lot of stuff happened. A lot of dishonesty. It included a lot of dishonesty, a lot of lying. It's very a lot of how could I say this in English? I really don't. I really forgot the word for it in English, but lots of people didn't get their rights. Let me just put it that way, and yeah. It just sucked. It just sucked, and I pushed through it. You know, I pushed through it, and right after I left the startup, like the next day I called up 2 clients, and I was like, yeah, we're gonna continue your work for you, and they were down. They're very nice clients, and I really appreciate them, and I'm grateful for the trust they put in me and in my partner. But I think I didn't give myself time to rest from all the stuff that happened before, which is why I distracted myself with work. So I came out of that and I distracted myself with work, and then after a few weeks, I find myself trying to get a new job, and I nailed this new job, which I'm doing right now. But at the same time, I'm like very exhausted, and I need some time to rest. But especially this week, I cannot get it. I mean, I worked today and yesterday. Uh, so there really was no time for me to rest at all, which impacted my energy, which impacted my just my overall look to the world, you know, if that's the right way to put it. It doesn't feel good, but I know if I look hard enough, I will get something good out of it. Honestly, looking at the surface level, I kind of saw that coming. Oh, yeah, you mean with the startup? Um, it's very unfortunate. Lesson learned, bro. Yeah, it's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate, and it's just that uh, there's. I watch a lot of series. I mean, I don't, but most of the series that you watch, and you find like this villain or this character that does like bad shit, and uh, that's just who they are. The show introduces them as that's who they are, right? And it's like, no, this is just in TV, this is just in shows, right? Nobody's like that in real life. I mean, everybody has a brain, right? But turns out no. Turns out there are actually people who just have so little self consciousness or self awareness. Yeah, self awareness. That they just act a certain way, a certain very bad way, and they just don't feel like they're wrong. These people just don't feel like they're doing something wrong, right? And it's very futile to just like try to nudge them in the right direction, because they suck the energy out of you, literally. Bro, been experiencing 4chan freaks in real life? Uh, it's like I said, lesson learned. That's a good way to put it. I learned that narcissistic tendencies 100%, 100%, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, just like lack of self-awareness is insane. I mean, maybe this is a wrong way of me to look at things, but I you know, I look at myself and I every day before I sleep, right? Hello, Emily, what's up? Every day before I sleep, I make sure I look back at the things I've done in the day, and just try to look for where I messed up during the day, right? Did I do something wrong? How could I have made it better? How could I make it better next time? How could I not make the same mistake? But there's just people who don't do that, right? I was looking at the world through my own lens, through, oh, this is how I do it, then probably most people do that as well. But no, it's not, it's not the case. And I know it's a very, um I don't know how I can say this. It's a very beginner way to to look at things, right? But I'm just that way. Like life happens, you might lack skill. Naivety, yeah, naivete is the word, yeah. And such, but shit happens without your control. 100%, yeah. I totally agree, and I'm not like blaming myself for any of this. It's like that stuff is out of my control. I'm not gonna struggle too much, but it's just like sucks the energy out of you, like I said. And maybe next time I just have to protect my energy. And the way I can do that is by uh, reading people. I feel like I've become a little bit better at reading people, at least since I started the job. Uh, However, I've seen some red flags in some people, and I just like uh, didn't really mind them, which turned up to be you know not the right thing to do. If you see some red flags, get the flip out of there, because another thing I learned is people are just patterns. people are nothing but freaking patterns. If a person, for example, just keeps coming, you know, to dates late, they probably are never going to stop doing that, and they're going to always show up late, and you have nothing to do about it. You're not going to change them, and that is okay, you know. But for us, for, you know, personally, there are some patterns that I'm not okay with, and that I would rather just get away from that person with that pattern, than having to struggle with it and just like fight it, you know. So yeah, psychology is a very interesting subject. I feel like psychology and knowledge are very important, for you to navigate in the personal world and in the business world as well. They won't change, not willing to. Yeah, well, right? They won't change, not willing to. You will, right? What do you mean? I don't understand the sentence. I mean, there's a concept. Uh, Hi Joe. I'm got here in the middle of an interesting conversation. Won't change their ways. Yeah. There's 100%. Some people just like I said, they don't bother with changing their ways. And there are some people who do look at what they do and they try to change themselves. Now, I'm not painting myself as some sort of angel over here. I have some ways that I'm struggling to change as well, which is more of a reason for me to just like keep working harder, right? There's also, which gives me a little bit of hope, that there's also, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna trust people anymore. There's the concept of neuroplasticity, which is very talked about in lots of detail in a book called The Brain That Changes Itself. And it just talks about how people, or how mentally ill people, I'm just gonna call them retarded, and I mean that with the sweetest, like, non-offensive way. Retarded people who just like, they fix their brains literally, quite literally, on a neurological level. They fix their brains with the habits they built. If you smack them in the head, you're gonna change them for real, for real. No, it's not worth it. Trust me, it's not worth it. I think if you smack them in the head, you're gonna make an enemy. And that doesn't mean like they have any effect on you, but just that like you're gonna make an enemy, and you're not gonna, you know, smacking them in the head is not gonna change them. So that's a lose-lose. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. 1 in a million to turn into a savant. I mean, if you smack them really hard, then yeah, maybe. But yeah, it's very interesting how people just like are built, right? Every person, can you imagine? Every person you meet is different. It's fascinating to me. I mean, I know it's like it's not like a big realization, right? But come to think about it, like me saying it out loud like this, it's just wow. How complicated life is. It's very complicated, right? We can't even fathom it. You know, little tiny, small, stupid brains, right? But on the other side, like God blesses you with some people who help you as well, and that's what I found actually throughout the whole ordeal of the startup that I used to work in. I found some people who really sucked, but I've also found some people who are just like God sent. And by God sent, I don't mean they're like angels or anything. They just happen to people that be people that helped me at the time, and I really appreciate that, and I'm very grateful for it. I'm never going to forget it. And yeah, so you just learn from it. Really learn who's your friend and who's your enemy, and Yeah, a concept, or it's not a concept that's new to me, but I've always read about it or heard about it, but not really have seen it personified, which is the concept of like working with your enemies. Now, I've read about it in the 48 Laws of Power book, but I'm not at a level where I can, personally, I think, I'm not at a level where I can work with my enemies, because there's a very fine line to walk, right? Working with your enemies can be very dangerous, but it can be very, if you control it, it can be very rewarding at the same time, because um, it's better to work with your enemies and keep them close than to keep them away and not know what their moves are. And yeah, yeah, that's it's just better. And I know it's better. It's just that I'm not at a level where I can work with my enemies yet. I have a lot of stuff to work on. For example, in this job, by the way, I'm just going to talk about my plans for this job. I might not stay, by the way. If I don't get what I want, I might not stay in this job. And what I want is to do sales. I don't think I would continue living if I was with a toxic family and not leave for real, for real. I'll come to that. Let me just like finish this this idea. I walked into this job thinking that I'm going to do sales. Sales is a skill that I really suck at, and I wanna get that skill. I want to be better at sales. But I found myself going back to design. Now, I did not get this. I did not choose this job to work on a skill that I already have. Sure, I can get better at it, but I want to put design on the side right now, and I just want to focus on the skills that I don't have, on the soft skills per se. And I want to do sales, but I found myself given design tasks, which I'm okay with, but I'm going to just like struggle and make it clear that I want to do sales. Um, I don't think I would continue living if I was with a toxic family. Sometimes you do live with toxic family, and sometimes that's just how the way it is, and you cannot change it. Trust me, sometimes it is that way. Um, the only way you can, and it's look, I 100% acknowledge that it's very exhausting to have the people who are closest to you very toxic, be very toxic. Um, the the best way to deal with it is just to live your own life. And I'm not saying to be a rebel or to just like treat them badly, or just, but do your own thing and just like don't listen to them. It's very easier said than done. uh, but sometimes that's just the way it is, and it sucks. It does suck, but it's also rewarding at the same time to, you know, I wouldn't say prove everybody wrong, because now your motive is just proving people wrong, and after that you're just like an empty shell. But it's nice to look back at yourself and think, yeah, I came out of all of these struggles and all of this friction. Yeah, this friction that the people who are closest to me gave, right? And they did not help, yet I did make it, and I can do better and I can do more, right? And it's just like this journey of just like improving yourself. It's very fascinating. Um, and I like it. It's not easy, but it's also rewarding. Yeah. Okay. Whoops. Whoopsie daisy. I think this one turned out a little bit better than the other ones. I like the pose of the head here. I know it's not the same as in the reference, but I like it. Dude, I can get stuff from eBay now, right? And I want to get like an iconic Yu-Gi-Oh card. But all the iconic ones, now I can get an iconic one like from the old Yu-Gi-Oh, but they're very expensive. If they're in a high rarity, which I don't know if people are familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh rarities, but if like the card, basically if the card is shiny, it's it's more expensive. And these are just like very expensive. It's not like even worth it to get one. I did used to play Yu-Gi-Oh, but I stopped because I realized it's a waste of money and a waste of time. Man, back when I was a kid, I used to think that I was never going to quit Yu-Gi-Oh again. Not again, but I was never going to quit Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm gonna love it for life. I thought that Yu-Gi-Oh was all there is to it, to life. And if I can't play Yu-Gi-Oh cards, I thought I'd be dead if if I didn't play Yu-Gi-Oh. But who knows? I grew up. Who knew? No, who knows? Not a waste of time. It it makes you happy still. I agree. I agree. Yeah. I'll take it back. I take it back. It's a waste of money, is what it is. It's a freaking waste of money. And I'm not saying this because it's Yu-Gi-Oh or whatever, but it's because they made it about the money. Konami, the company that is manufacturing these cards, the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, it's all about the money now. They pick the cards that are like most played. They put them in a box, and after a certain amount of time, depending on the meta, it's all a business. And I just like, if a passion or just like something fun, if something gets, if money gets into it, then it's, you know, it's not very fun to me anymore. I'm making a dragon automata. I'm so off topic. I mean, dragons are in Yu-Gi-Oh, so you're not way off. All right, this is the last one. This is the first one. I think there's an improvement, right, guys? Oh man. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate every single one of you. And yeah, Joe, I really appreciate you. Emily, good luck with your dragon. Can't wait to see it. Good luck in your journey, bro. Thank you. I really appreciate you. Good luck in your journey too, whatever you're going through. It can be very difficult. It can be very hard. But I think if we have each other, then I think it's going to be okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching, and peace the freak out.